It is stop-and-go traffic again tonight on the Monroe Street Bridge.
The middle of April means the start of construction season, and that means multiple paving projects. Just yesterday, crews began working on Ash, blocking off the southbound lanes of the Maple Street Bridge. Drivers are now being detoured to the Monroe Street Bridge, and that's where we find KXLY4's Karina Shagren tonight. Karina, rush hour has been an absolute mess.
Yeah, I bet a lot of drivers would say that if you are heading southbound on Monroe over the Monroe Street Bridge, you can see what you are going to have to sit through. It is stop-and-go traffic all the way from Boone to Riverside, and it is taking drivers quite some time to make this stretch. Construction over on Ash just began yesterday. It's supposed to last up to 3 months, which means the transition into summer could be a very long ride.
Traffic's crazy, man. It's all backed up.
From his storefront on Monroe,
Say back to Boone at least, and just stop and go.
Joshua Scott has a front row view of the Monroe Street backup.
It took me like at least 10 extra minutes.
While construction crews rip up southbound Ash Street, they've also blocked the entrance to the Maple Street Bridge. The southbound lanes are now unusable, forcing drivers to head to Monroe if they want to cross the river. At lunch today, traffic was at a crawl. Joggers made it over the bridge faster than drivers. The construction is not only creating headaches for commuters, nearby shops are suffering as well. Despite the signs saying businesses are still open along Ash, Hold Your Ground's drive-through espresso stand had to hold off on opening today. Their customers just couldn't get there.
And backed up constantly.
And while Kevin Ance's antique store sits on Monroe, he fears the constant traffic will now drive people away.
We're not getting as much foot traffic coming in as we normally do.
Commuters could take other routes. Of course, Division and Washington both cross the river. So does Post Street. Scott already found his alternate route to work.
Figured out that if I cut over an extra street and then cut down, no problem.
And while he dreads his first drive over the bridge,
Yes, I am. I mean, just look at it.
he's not complaining,
No, it's great advertising.
believing the slowdown in traffic will only pick up sales.
People stop, they look at the window, see what I got, maybe they'll stop in.
And actually, during KXLY4 News at 5, we did a little experiment. We had one of our producers leave Boone on Monroe, drive Monroe to Riverside. It took her 20 minutes to make that a very short stretch because of the stop-and-go traffic. Meanwhile, I can look at the Post Street Bridge from here. There is hardly a car driving over the Post Street Bridge. So if you have to head downtown from the north, it would be best advised to look for alternate routes. Reporting live, Karina Shagren, KXLY4.